Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I'm going to be playing with some of the new goodies in the spring collection from Scrappy Tales Crafts. You guys know Scrappy Tales is one of my favorite companies. Yes. Anyway, these are the bits that I've got. Okay, I don't have everything in the collection, but yeah, that's because it's just too much. Anyway, first off, there are a couple of sequin mixes or gem mixes that she sent to me. I think they're probably in, I don't know how they're coming. Let me just put it that way. Sometimes these are exclusive only if you get a big box of things, and sometimes they are sold separate, but I will check the website and see for you guys and leave all the details about that down below in the description for you. So this one is called Gold Pot Add-on, and it's got a pot of gold. And it's got rainbows, and yeah, it's got all the fun things. These are basically made so that you could turn that pop-up pumpkin into other things. So yes, she did a fabulous job with that. I'm not going to use the pop-up this time, not today. Instead, I might do the pop-up. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, we've got this one, which is a pot of gold. Then we've got this one, which is called Leprechaun Add-on. Again, turning it into something else. This one makes a little leprechaun that pops up. Oh my gosh. Then we've got this one, which is a bunny. This is an Easter bunny add-on. So another pop-up box that's an Easter bunny with his little Easter hat and all the fun things. Anyway, I think these are super cute. And then we've got this guy. This is a fun stencil. This one is an Easter egg background 4-layer stencil. So I've got a lot of fun things to play with. I'm going to be creating a card with something today, and then you will see more things from Scrappy Tales coming up soon. Okay, I got all the little bits cut out. So I've got all of the bits for our little leprechaun here, and I will go over what each die does. And then I pulled out my pop-up pumpkin. This one is from October, and the only piece that I actually needed out of this to create that pop-up box piece, which I need to get some rubber bands for, anyhow, is this piece here, this die here. That's the only one that I need. These other ones add a real pretty inlay in there, so you could do it as kind of a luminary kind of thing, so light shows through and all the fun things. But that's the part that I'm going to need for this guy. Okay, so I cut that one out twice, and I have done another video showing how I did that for a reindeer not too long ago, so you guys can check that out. I'll be sure to leave a link down below. First thing what we need to do though is these cuts, and this comes straight from Sabrina. These cuts here don't come quite down to the embossed line, okay? And they need to. Apparently it had something to do with the way that they are manufactured. They weren't able to get them any closer. So what we're going to do, just going to take our scissors, line it up with the edge here, and just cut it the rest of the way. And then do the same thing on the other side. Now, I'm right-handed. I always have trouble cutting the opposite direction, so I'm just turning it over. So now it goes all the way down, and we're going to do that on all four of those on both pieces. So next I'm going to fold on all of our little score lines. Now that is just to make it easier to get everything assembled for this, because you are going to have to fold them in at some point. That's stupid, so I'm not going to actually say that on the recording. We are going to edit this part out. Yay. Okay. So I'm just folding down all of those pieces. And I did it on the other one already, so you do them on both of the die cut pieces. Just fold over on all of those little score lines. Okay? Okay, so now I'm going to show you what the trick is to make this guy pop up. So each of these have got this part here that has a little slit and a little hole. And what you were going to do, well, I'm not going to, but what you would do to make this one pop up, mine's not going to pop up because I don't have any more rubber bands at the moment. Anyway, we're going to, once it's assembled, we're going to slide our little rubber band into that little notch, and that is going to cause the tension that's going to make it so that they pop up. So that also means that we have to adhere them together with our pieces lined up, okay? They have to be lined up perfect. So this is going to go here. And it's going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and get some liquid adhesive just because I want it to hold really, really well. You can use some double-sided tape, but I found that the tape that I use sometimes winds up coming off, and I don't really want it to do that. So I'm going to use some liquid adhesive for this one. It does mean it's going to take a little bit longer to dry though. So what we need to do is we need to adhere our little box together. I've already done this side, and what I've done is I've lined up the two corners, the two ends rather, overlapping each other and making sure that they line up perfect so that we're able to open that little slot right there, because that's where the rubber band would normally go. The reason I make sure of that is because I have glued this together going a little bit too quick before and accidentally overlapped a little bit of it, so it was harder to get the rubber band in, and it's hard to do. It's a little difficult to do anyway because it's harder to reach because you've got this little ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some liquid adhesive to the outside here, and then I'm going to line everything up and hold it for a couple of minutes to make sure that it is well adhered. Now, as long as you lined up the outside, it should be okay, but I am going to definitely double check and make sure on the inside that it is the way I need it, because I need that little slot. See, I need that to be able to move enough to get that rubber band in. And looks like holding it down on my desk this way is probably going to be the best way to go, because I'm able to actually hold it in place, and I can feel that that is able to move enough for me to be able to get, to be able to get a rubber band in there. So I want to get that, although I'm not going to be putting a rubber band on this one at this point because I don't have any, I am going to keep it ready to go for when I pick some up. By the way, Sabrina does have some in the store. And if you're new here and you haven't heard of Sabrina, Sabrina is actually the designer and owner of Scrappy Tales Crafts. She is such a sweetheart. Absolutely love her. And she comes up with some really ingenious and unique designs. Okay, I think this is about ready to go. So I'm going to set this one off to the side for a minute and let it finish drying. Got a couple of clips here to hold that down. I'll do the same thing with the other side. That is mostly dry, but let's just be on the safe side, right? And then we can start putting together some of the pieces from the Leprechaun set. So we've got his hat. So here we go. We've got the hat. And the way that these dies work, she has die cut lines on here to show you exactly where everything layers up. I think that is fabulous. So we've got that. Then we've got the band to go across. That's this die. Okay, and then we've also got the buckle. So we're going to have the buckle go right over the top there. There we go. And then we have these little pieces that are for the inside of the hat. So they look kind of like ears, but they're not ears. They go right on the inside so that we've got a little bit of a shadow going on. Okay, so now the hat is pretty much ready to go. Okay, so we've got a bunch of other little pieces. One thing that we do have is we've got some shamrocks. That's this piece. It cuts it out into two pieces. So I cut them out of two different colors of green. And I wanted more than just the ones. I've got 4 shamrocks here with 4 little bits to go on the inside. So I've got contrasting colors there. There we go. Just add this little guy into the center, and then we've got a two-tone little shamrock. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other ones. So that's how that one works. Okay, so next we've got his little ears. So I cut these out of the same color cardstock as the base. It's kind of an off-white. And then we've got these little teeny pieces. This one here, these little squiggles are actually for the inside of his ears. So it has a little bit of depth there. Okay, so his little ears. Then we've got a bunch of pieces for his face. This one is his mouth, and it's got a little, it's from this piece here. So it's a little mouth, and it's got a cut line on there to know where we're supposed to put his tongue. So we've got that one, and then this piece here is the one where we're able to cut his tongue out. Yeah, we cut his tongue out. Anyway, I did that one out of some pink, so go ahead and layer that one on. So that now we have his mouth and we've got his eyes. So for the eyes, it takes these pieces here. Those we do out of white. So this die basically cut out of multiple colors. Okay, so we've got white for those. Then we've got these pieces, which are going to be for the color of his eyes. So I did those in some dark blue. And then we've got a couple of little teeny weeny little dots. There's one, and where's the other one? Here's the other one. So those I actually made sure I put in the tray immediately so I didn't lose them, and those are right here. So those go on the eyes as well. And again, she's got, basically it's got cut lines to show you where everything's supposed to go. So first I'll put on the blue. And then we'll put the little black pupils on. Okay, so now we have his little eyes done. These orange pieces I added on for some hair. So we've got him with a nice orange beard. Yes, and now we've got orange eyebrows, and we've got the cheeks. And then this last bit here, this one, that's his little pipe. We're going to give him a little pipe. So for his pipe, we've got in a different color brown. I decided to add it as a dark brown. That's this piece here. We've got two pieces from this die here. One, I did the end cap in some dark brown, and then I did the other part, the little band, I did in some gold. That same gold cardstock that I did for his buckle. So I'm going to add the brown one first. And I figure this is just where it's either a two-tone pipe, or this could kind of be where kind of the well that would be at the end of the pipe where the smoke's going to come out of. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that one on there. Then add a little line of glue along the edge there to add this gold piece. And that way, if I don't get it lined up perfect, that's okay. I'm just going to slide it right up against that end cap there. And there we go. We've got his little pipe. So now we've got basically all the bits. We've also got his little nose and his cheeks. All of those were cut out of this piece. So these three here, I cut out of pink. So this die, I did cut out of 3 different colors. This one, I cut out of 2 colors. But the rest of them are pretty much easy to go. So this guy should be pretty much done. Let's take a look. So the sides are all nice and connected. So here's the way it's going to work. We've got the little slits here on the inside. Let me show you right there. That little slit there is where you would put the rubber bands. You put the rubber band on one side, and then you put it on the other side, and it's going to be connected together so you can fold it flat by stretching the rubber band, but when you release it, it would pop up and pop open, and the rubber band would basically hold it into kind of a ball shape. Now these pieces, we kind of need to do the same thing as well. We're going to adhere those two together. On all 4, we're going to adhere all of those together. We are going to put these tabs down. Now the reason we've got these is you could, if you wanted this to be a 3D object that you're going to keep on your desk and have it as a little bowl, you can adhere these together like that. If you adhere them down, the pop-up mechanism will not work because it will not lay flat. Ask me how I know. Okay, so we're going to glue these tabs down to the base, and we're going to glue these two ends to each other. Okay, so that's kind of how that one's going to work. And I could have done some of this before putting all these, but I really wanted to play with the leprechaun. I will be completely honest with you on that. I wanted to play with him. So I'm adding some glue on the inside of this flap, and then I'm going to, let me fold these back so you can see. I'm going to fold it flat and hold it there so it has a chance to dry and go on to the next one. So I can hold on to that while I'm adding adhesive to the next one. We're going to go all the way around our little box here. Do all 4 of those little flaps. And then we'll come back and do the top ones. Oh, actually, we need to do the bottom too. Anyway, I'm going to glue all of the pieces. Okay, we've got all of our bits. So now we can start putting everything together. This is what this little box looks like. Okay, so again, that's where the rubber band would go. So when it's popped up, because the rubber band there, it's going to look like this, and it can fold flat so you can mail it. Fabulous. So I'm going to add this on the front. So this is going to be the face. I'm going to have it just kind of right. I'm going to actually adhere this right to the edge there, and then I can add all my other pieces because I want to make sure that it stays on. So let's go ahead and just add a bead of glue right across the top there. This is the fun part. You get to decorate them up any which way that you want to. Kind of having that right in the center. So I'm not going to be adhering these pieces down, okay? They're going to be popped up. If I adhere it down, you can't pop it up, right? It will basically be stuck down. So I am just holding that in place for a second while the glue dries. Now I can adhere this one down. I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I'm going to run a bead of glue right across the edge here. And once this part is in place, this top piece, then I can decide where I need the glue to hold the rest of it down. And I just want it to tuck right in there where that other die was, right? Okay, pressing that down in place. So this tells me I'm not able to adhere any of it down, because if I adhere it anywhere on here, this is not going to pop up correctly. Okay, so this is going to be kind of floating. That is totally fine. Okay, now we've got his ears, which there is a little tab there so you can fold it. So I'm going to fold it right there, and I'm going to tuck it over here on the side. I think I actually want it to be in front of his hair. So I'm going to tuck it in right about there. And it's going to be adhered down from with just this little flap. And it'll kind of sort of hold the hold his hair in place too. Okay, so it's kind of popped up there. I think that's kind of cute. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with his other ear. There we go. So now we can add his face. Okay, yeah. The die gives you an idea of a recommended or suggested way to put his face on there. So you've got that. Of course, it's going to be mirrored, but anyway. So I'm going to start off with, let's go with his eyes. Kind of here in the middle here. If they're off a bit, it's totally fine. And after I put it down, I will adjust them a little bit. Just using my pokey tool. There we go. So that they're about even. And then pressing them down well. Then I can put his little nose in the center. Okay, he's cute. Okay, let's go with his mouth, right? And I think I do want to have it kind of off kilter a little bit here. We'll have it over here. So drawing on kind of sort of a little smile face. Look, and there we go. I don't really want it to go below the line. You could, but again, it's like the rest of it, you're going to have it kind of hanging off the edge. And we can put his pipe. Okay, so his pipe's going to go here. So I'm just drawing on here with my glue to tell me where I want to place my little pipe. Look at that. He is adorable. Okay, we need him to have some eyebrows though, right? And I didn't really leave a lot of space there for his eyebrows, but that is okay. We can have it overlap a little bit. There we go. Oh my goodness, this little guy is adorable. And then we need some little cheeks. But no, we're not completely done. We still have some shamrocks we can add to this little guy too. But look at that little face. Oh my goodness. I think he's cute. So I'm going to just add these little shamrocks onto his hat. That's going to do a bigger spot of glue there. I think I'm only going to give him a third, and I'm going to save the other one for another time. And I think he turned out super adorable. Look at him. I think that is just so cute. And now I can't wait to get a rubber band. And of course, I can't wait to make some more of these. These are so cute. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to check back later in the month and in the quarter. I will have some more projects using Scrappy Tales, using this collection from Scrappy Tales. Plus, there is a playlist down below so you can see some other projects I've made in the past using some of Sabrina's fabulous designs. You guys have a wonderful day. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.